Welcome to the Freelancers Tea Break, the bite-sized podcast all about freelancing and working from home to enjoy during your tea break. Brought to you by Emma Cossey from freelancelifestyle.co.uk. And now, your host, Emma Cossey.
Hi everyone, I cannot believe it's March already. Thank you very much for staying subscribed because I know it's been quite a while since the last episode. I've had a few things going on behind the scenes at the Freelance Lifestyle, and I also just recently moved hosts for my podcast. So I've been tinkering around with that, but I'm really happy to be back podcasting, and I wanted to share with you today a little bit about setting yourself up for a fail. So before I do that, I thought I'd explain why this was today's topic. So regular listeners might know that I have a little boy who's approaching 2 years old, and he is a wonderful bundle of energy and he's constantly on the go. But on Friday, I set us up for a fail and I took us for a breakfast meetup with some other mums. Now, for a little boy who loves nothing more than running around and jumping and climbing, sitting at a breakfast table quietly and eating breakfast with everybody else was his idea of hell. And it turned out also my idea of hell because I spent the whole time trying to keep him in his seat, stop him throwing the food, and it was very stressful. And I realised afterwards that I'd really set us both up for a fail because that's not where he works best. It's not his best environment. And therefore it wasn't my best environment because I was the stressed mum who was trying to stop her child doing a runner. So this got me thinking about freelancing and the key time when we set ourselves up for a failure. And for me, I think the most common situation I've seen that in with myself when I first started freelancing and with lots of my coaching clients who are freelancers is over-promising and under-delivering. Now, most often this is to do with deadlines. So we will assign ourselves very strict deadlines that even the client isn't expecting of us, but we then tell the client that deadline, and there's enormous pressure on us, but it's all about people pleasing. It's much better instead to under-promise and then over-deliver. I'm not saying excessively over-deliver, but if you put down, reduce the bar that your client is expecting from you, and then you go over that bar, then it's just a really pleasant surprise and the client will rave about you. And they're less likely to rave about you if you've overpromised and not been able to meet that promise. So essentially what I'm saying is that you need to put yourself in situations where you are giving yourself all the conditions that you need to excel. So for an example, a personal example is with my son, we took him to a farm and to forest school at the weekend. Two places where he could run around, be free, jump and climb and all sorts of things. And it was a lot less stressful. Similarly with freelancing, you need to put yourself in situations where you allow yourself the time to get a job done. You allow yourself the resources and you don't try and squish yourself into a box to do a project that either doesn't fit for you, the deadline is too short, or you're just trying to be something that you're not. I'd love to know what your experiences are of overpromising and under-delivering. Feel free to contact me on Twitter. I'm freelance_life. Come join the Facebook group, the Freelance Lifestylers, and you can join that by signing up for the mail list, freelancelifestyle.co.uk/newsletter. All of these links will be in the notes of this podcast, and obviously you can come have a look at the blog www.freelancelifestyle.co.uk. Thank you very much for joining me for this podcast episode, and do subscribe if you haven't already, and I will be bringing you weekly tea break episodes of my podcast for freelancers.